Rev up your engines! Today, since it's Mechanic Monday, I'm going to show you some products I found that work great and don't cost much. And as usual, it's not sponsored by anyone except the truth. The first thing I'm talking about is a work light. The old style stuff, simple. The light bulb's in here. You can either plug it into a wall or get a 12-volt one. The clamps on the batteries, they got a big disadvantage. This is metal, gets hot, you can easily burn yourself. So these aren't the greatest, and for other reasons, they're directional this way, but they don't really point in crevices. You put it somewhere, it isn't going to necessarily sit right. So, check it out. Very simple. It's got a socket, just like a regular bulb. This was invented more for sticking inside a garage, point the direction anywhere you want. The lights works really well, but I actually like it as a work light, and here's why. Hey, I already had one of these drop lights, so just take the top off, pull it off. There we go. 1, 2, 3. That's it. We don't have to solder, cut wires, just screw it in. And as you can see, when I turn it on, it's super bright. Click it on. Woo! It's not dark anymore. So when you're working under the hood of a car, there's no problem looking inside the nooks and crannies. Just turn it on. Not only can you see everything, but look, these are adjustable. So you can turn them to any angle, put them where you want them, shine them right in the spot you want. Super bright, yeah, but not super hot. You put your hands on them, you can feel a tiny little bit of warmth. Not much. You're not gonna burn your hands like you are in an incandescent bulb. And since they're fully adjustable, you can put one side down, put it wherever you want. Move it around. It's gonna stay right where you put it. No more fumbling with a flashlight. You put it somewhere, it rolls and falls off, or you can't get it to point in the right direction. And for working underneath the car, hey, this thing is a miracle. No more worrying about you can't see what you're doing under the car, because it's dark under there. And you go from this to this. You can see what you're working on now. It's got the 3-pod system. It's adjustable. It'll stay nice and stable in the ground, and then you can point that wherever you want and it will stay there. So why not do what I do? Repurpose a whole garage lighting system into your work light with adjustable wings. You can't beat that. These things are like 30 bucks. They hardly cost anything. Like I say, you're not gonna burn yourself and you'll be able to see like mad. The last thing I'm talking about, disconnects. Hey, maybe they're only $10, but you'll wish you had them if you're working on a modern car with those funky electrical clips that you can't get apart without damaging them. Now, if you counted all these removers, there's 36 of them in this kit. You might say, Scotty, why do you have 36 of them? Well, because things have changed. When I was a young mechanic, there were only 3 or 4 different kinds of connectors. The worst thing came, you get a pair of pliers, you'd squeeze them, and they come apart. That was it. But now they have 36 different types of connectors with different ways of taking them apart. And the worst thing is where they're located. There's no room to get 2 hands on it. And you normally need to have 2 hands to hold these fancy connectors back, and then you don't have another hand to disconnect them. So you gotta work with one hand to disconnect it and one hand to pull. Well, that's how these things work. With one hand, you shove it in and it pushes all the connectors in, and then you can pull it out with the other hand. And a lot of them are even better than these. You don't leave it on a chain. You can see they got a disconnector. You unclamp one of the things and you can pull them out one at a time if you want. Then you shove them in. Sometimes they'll stay in place. Then you can use both hands to pull them apart, especially on modern cars with a lot of computer circuits. They don't use much power. If you break these, get them bent, and you're forcing them off with a pair of pliers in your hands, when you put them back together again, they will insidiously over time not conduct the right amount of electricity. Your car can do insane, crazy things when the computer system doesn't have the perfect voltage. There is such a tiny amount of power, often only 5 volts, and maybe 30, 40 milliamps of power, hardly any power at all. These things have to be together really well, so when you have to take things apart to disassemble things, you may not even be able to figure out what the problem is. And since it's Mechanic Monday, I'm giving away one of these garage light systems. To have a chance to win, just place a clean, non-offensive comment on the YouTube comments below to have lighting to work on their car anytime, any place, and you're not gonna burn yourself because they're LEDs. they don't get hot. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.